But we're going to move on to our last topic of the evening, and we're going to be talking some rookie quarterbacks. We already mentioned one in Cardell. Well, we mentioned a few. Cardell Jones,
Dak Prescott.
But we've got, here's the gambit of guys we could see this year. Goff, we're going to see.
Sure. Without a doubt.
We're not just going to see him on the season. We're going to see him on Hard Knocks because the Rams are on Hard Knocks this year. So we're going to see Goff. I'll be honest, we're going to see Wentz. I think
Most likely, yeah.
I think Wentz starts. You don't make that kind of a trade if you're not going to start Wentz. I think he becomes a starter in Philadelphia. Other than that, Hackenberg, maybe Cardell Jones. What rookie quarterbacks are you looking forward to this season, Mark?
I'm looking forward to Connor Cook maybe making a run at it in Oakland.
Really?
Oakland's a team that's set up really well.
You think he could replace?
If Derek Carr doesn't do well, I don't know. You might want to make a switch. That not only is that a division that's up for grabs, but that team is ready to make it. I like Derek Carr. I don't expect anything, but Connor Cook, man, he can make a shot for it.
See, I saw that kind of a move, and I'm like, oh, that's a Kirk Cousins like move.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly Kirk Cousins. It's more of a we're gonna stash him, we're gonna let him develop, and we'll either trade him when his value gets really high, or hey, if Derek Carr doesn't pan out, it's more that first one though. It's we'll see if he develops, and then we can trade him high, kind of a thing. That's what I see from it with Connor Cook. I don't think he's starting anywhere near this year.
I just think I don't really think he will start. I'm just saying the only way I think he could get in there, the division's up for grabs. He's good, or the team is good enough. If Derek Carr doesn't take them to that next level, we'll have to take a look.
One guy I forgot to mention that I think is going to start this year, Paxton Lynch.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people that are probably like, no, Ricky, let us suck under Mark
Sanchez.
Fumbling Sanchez. Say it right, Mark Fumbling Sanchez. However, I think that you let Mark Sanchez have the job for half a year. When you're 0-6, throw Lynch in there. That's how it works.
I still think that if any team in the NFL will be successful with Mark Sanchez, it's the Denver Broncos. They're a good team. He was successful with the New York Jets when the New York Jets were exactly what the Denver Broncos are.
He had a defense.
Yeah, and a run game. Good run game, good defense. He was very successful. It wasn't until they put some pressure on his shoulders that he needed to actually do something, and then he threw a lot of fumbles.
And then he went to the Eagles where he had to do everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he'll be fine. I don't think that Paxton Lynch plays this season.
Nah, I think we see him at the end, only because I think Mark Sanchez, I'm on the other side. I think Sanchez is going to struggle.
I think for another guy, Wentz, we all got to talk about him. I go back and forth. I think it's one of two things. Either he comes in late at the end of the season when it's basically done, and they're going to sit there and say, hey, Bradford, we said you were our starter quarterback. We mean it. You're going to play for a little bit.
Does Bradford end up not ponying up? Do they say, fuck it, we're going to keep you, and then Bradford goes, whatever, I'll start?
I think if they keep him, if they don't somehow get some trade because somebody got injured, Tony Romo got injured, and they're saying, oh, we don't want Dak Prescott to do it. We need somebody right now. Then I think he's going to play. If they keep him on the team, he's going to play. That's my thought. For how long, I'm not sure. I'm going to guess at least into week 10. Once the season is already done and they're like, all right, we're not getting anywhere, then they might see what the rookie can do at that point. But I really think that they're gonna stay true and they're gonna let Wentz develop a little bit. You
know who I could actually see trading for Sam Bradford, but it only depends on if their quarterback goes down. Either they trade for him mid-season if their quarterback goes down, or they trade for him after the season when their quarterback retires. Do you know who I'm talking about? Do you have an idea of what
At
team
first,
I'm
I thought you were going to talk about the Browns with somebody
Nope.
getting hurt because of RG3.
Nope. I'm talking about a certain team in the NFC West.
NFC West, you're talking about Carson Palmer?
The Cardinals, Carson Palmer. Because this could be Carson's last year. If it's his last year.
He needs some redemption.
And here's the thing I think about. I was actually thinking about this today. If Sam Bradford wants to play somewhere where he could be a long-term starter, suck it out in Philly and then try to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
Try to say, hey, work out a deal with Arizona for me because I don't want to be here, kind of a thing.
Yeah. And he definitely doesn't want to be the backup.
Well, if you go to Arizona this year, you're being the backup behind Palmer.
You're just
for
hoping
1 year.
that they let you stick around for the following season, assuming Carson Palmer goes and retires. I mean, we can talk about Goff. I honestly think the answer to the actual question of the podcast...
Goff and Hackenberg are the two for sure starters.
My thought is that Goff is the guy who makes the biggest splash because he's the only guy who right now, 100%, he's the starting quarterback of these rookies. Everybody else has a battle.
I think for the one thing about Goff, and this goes more for the Rams in general, I think a lot of people are going to expect him to walk in
and just
and
light
he's
it up.
the savior.
It's not going to happen.
We're going to be decent. No, you're going to be... I got the Rams as another top 3 pick potentially.
Probably.
Well, wait a second.
I don't think that Goff is going to be that great.
Wait a second. I forgot. I didn't mean the Rams. I mean the Titans have a top 3 pick next year.
That's a good point.
Because they traded away. Same with the Eagles. I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns have the number 1 and the number 2 next year. Because the Eagles suck and then
the Browns also
gets injured.
suck.
Yeah. And Cody Kessler has to come in.
Yeah, the Browns got to hope that doesn't happen.
The Browns, I know we talked draft classes earlier, but theirs was entire... Good? That was good to you?
I'd say so.
The wide receiver, they went after so many wide receivers. I think they should have... I don't know what to think.
Something's got to stick, right?
I mean, with Cody Kessler...
It's a long-term game that the Browns are playing. That's why I like it.
I like the trading back. I like that. I like getting picks. But the one thing, I'll be honest, I didn't give them that bad of a grade, I don't think, in my grade video. But the one thing I didn't like was the Cody Kessler pick. Because if RG3 goes down, Kessler's not the guy. Kessler is a Matt Barkley to me. Matt Barkley, the guy who going into his last season, everyone's like, oh, he's the great. No, he's not. He sucks.
Yeah.
And then look at what happened to Matt Barkley when he went to play for Chip Kelly. Didn't do well. However, that was the team I thought should have went with Connor Cook.
Yeah, I think that would have been better, too. I agree with you. But, I mean, Kessler does have a good chance of actually being a starting quarterback at some point because of injury. But I still think...
He's all potential, though.
Oh,
if you throw him in this season, he's going to fail.
I do think, though, the only quarterback of this that is the surefire is Goff, and I don't think he's going to do that well. I really don't. I'm not that. No. I wasn't that high on him or Wentz, even though they were always going to be the number 1 and number 2.
I'm higher on Wentz only because Wentz has got the long term.
He's got the ability to develop a little bit because he's not going to, at least on paper right now, he is not the number 1 quarterback. Sam Bradford still is.
However, I will say the 2 quarterbacks that start this year, Hackenberg, Goff for sure. Hackenberg is going to have the better season.
Yeah, you're really big on Hackenberg.
Well, look at
getting
the Jets.
That job.
Look at the Jets. Geno Smith is not going to get that job.
No, I still think
you don't want
that Fitzpatrick comes back at some point. He's got to play somewhere.
Okay. If Fitzpatrick comes back, that changes things. But as of right now, we're recording this. It's Hackenberg or Smith. I'm going with Hackenberg.
Oh yeah, Geno Smith's never going to play.
Yeah.
As a starting quarterback.
As of right now, I am going. And the Jets have said we're not up in our offer on Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I think at the end of the day, Fitzpatrick comes back. I'm still holding on to that. Otherwise, yeah, he's going to beat Geno Smith because who's not going to beat Geno Smith?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't that good. Even though the Jets said, oh, he was fine when he was starting. He was good. He was doing good stuff. We like him. No, they don't like him. They're just saying that because they feel like they might be stuck with the guy.
Do you think Cardell wins the job from Tyrod Taylor?
Nope.
I know I mentioned
that's all I got. I just want to shut it down immediately. No, I do not think that's going to happen.
You don't want the Ricky hype train to go any further?
No. Here's the thing. I think that Jones is going to exist in the world. Kind of, I hate to just use another Ohio State guy, but like a Terrell Pryor.
Okay.
He exists in the NFL. There's a little bit of hype around him every time he does something. Like, oh, he had a pretty decent-looking preseason, or he went to another team. Let's see if that gives him the opportunity, but nothing's ever going to happen.
I'm going to give you a better example, except maybe not as duddy and out of the league in 4 years. Vince Young. National champion quarterback, big body. Memorable moment from that national championship. But nothing in the NFL. Now, nothing in the NFL part, I don't really know, but I could see that from Vince Young. Vince Young didn't come in and light it up.
I really just don't think that Cardale Jones ever going to get the great opportunity. I don't think he's a guy who's going to go in and steal a starting job from somebody else. Just sit around in the backup.
I got one for you. Mm-hmm. The odds that Jacoby Brissett takes the job from Jimmy Garoppolo the first 4 weeks.
I don't know, man. You know, some of us here
that was a bold move.
Some of us here last week, as in Brandon Swanson.
Brandon was here early, actually,
yeah.
For the PTP.
Not too high on the Jimmy Garoppolo, not like Ricky Widmer.
No, I love my Garoppolo, man. I love that kid.
I still stand by. If you got 4 games, you got to let him be there in 4 games, and you got to see everything this man's got.
That was weird, seeing them at 91 overall. Taking Jacoby Brissett when I know that you have only one quarterback on the roster with Jimmy Garoppolo.
But you could probably go get a veteran or something like that.
You can get a guy to sign for 4 weeks and then cut him if you want.
Yeah. Drafting somebody, I don't really, I don't know. Maybe you're just saying, hey, we're going to draft as many people as we got. Someone's going to be good eventually. But you've got something good right now.
Or do we see this happen? There have been some people that say, oh, well, Brissett, he's a quarterback, but I see him more as a tight end. Do we see Bill Belichick be kind of mastermind up here where, okay, first 4 weeks you're going to be a quarterback on the depth chart. Then when Tom comes back, you're a tight end.
No, I don't think you can do that at week 5, move him to tight end. It's too late at that point. He's never going to learn the position. And you've got 2 great tight ends. You don't need, the New England Patriots like to have as many as possible.
You've got the partier and Gronk and then the black unicorn and Martellus Bennett.
You're set at the tight end position. You're good to go. You're already going to make Martellus Bennett mad if you don't throw him the ball. So you don't want to add another tight end to the roster here. I just don't get it because to me, unless they're saying Tom Brady really is going to play for 5-6 more years, so we're going to have to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe by trading him or he's going to sign somewhere else. So we need another young backup quarterback so that way we can start developing him again. Because Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be the answer. That's the only thing I can see that makes it make sense to me.
Okay, Mark, I ask you at the end of every podcast, is there anything we missed in this one?
Bear down.
Bear down? That's all we missed? We missed to say bear down?
We forgot to bear down.
Should we do an honorary Super Bowl shuffle? Or is that jinxing things?
No, if you do it at the beginning of the season, you can win.
Hey, man.
It's a good point.
Practice makes perfect. You want to practice like you're going to be at the end of the season. But that's going to do it for the Onside Kick. I want to thank you guys for listening. Go do the normal things I say. Heart, repost, like, subscribe. Go check out our Patreon page down below in the description. We got a bunch of cool rewards for you guys. If you love supporting the podcast each and every week, this is a way for you to help support it a little bit more. If you want to, yet again, Patreon page down below in the description. I want to thank you guys for checking out this podcast. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at MostValuablePod for more great podcasts.